The Sonic Movie Show is a weekly podcast that you could find on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other services like YouTube. Just search for The Sonic Movie Show and give us a like wherever you listen. What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 48 of The Sonic Movie Show, the only show that's about Sonic news and Mario movie news and even Sonic movie news. My name is Ethan. With me here today is Devin.
I really am alone. All alone. Forever.
Now that was in the movie.
Yes.
That I remember was in the movie. Unlike last week. Last week.
It was, dude. Everything I say is real.
Okay, sure. I mean, they're real quotes now that you've said them. Someone has said it somewhere.
Somewhere. It exists.
But yeah, so if you're new to the podcast, this is the Sonic Movie Show, a weekly show that is about, yes, Sonic news and movie news and occasionally Sonic movie news. And today we have none of those, but we're going to be doing what we usually do, which is talking about some random things that we find on the internet, as well as what we've been playing, watching, listening to, and then rounding it out with a dubiously, potentially illegal book reading.
I actually don't think... I think it is good. I think we're good, because I saw on Twitch that there's a book reading category.
Okay.
And that's a full stream.
If we were to sell it, then that's an issue, right?
I don't know. You can... Who's to say that I'm not getting Twitch?
Yeah, but you're selling an audiobook and you don't have the license for the book, you know?
I don't know. Hey, we haven't been hit yet. We're still here.
That's true.
We're still here.
Just wait.
It's not breaking the law unless you're caught.
That's at the end of the episode. This is the beginning of the episode where we want to talk about the news of today. The day of this recording is a few days before the day this went up live. So as of today, Thursday the 3rd?
Yes.
Of September.
2020.
We got some Sonic 35th anniversary. Wait, no, not Sonic.
We wish it was Sonic.
It's Mario.
Mario.
Super Mario Brothers, the NES/Famicom
the
game.
Shittier mascot.
Yes. He has a better hitting
his batting average.
That's what I meant to say, batting average. He's got a much better batting average than Sonic, but yes, the shittier mascot is enjoying his 35th anniversary apparently, but for a limited time. A bunch of Mario news came out today. There's a bunch of merchandise stuff. They showed off that $230 Lego set again, which I wish I had that money, but that's crazy. But it launches. It's cheaper than the other video game systems coming out this fall.
Maybe we don't know that. We still really don't know.
You know, there could still be a $200 Xbox. We don't know, but. Yeah, a bunch of Mario stuff came out today, and we're not going to talk about all of it. Yeah, yes, I personally think that I actually forgot what half of the shit was. That's how unimportant it was. But I want to talk about two things from this Mario thing, because I think they're pretty cool. Number one, which is what we were talking about a bit before we went live, and we decided, no, we are going to talk about Mario today, is Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 35, or Super Mario Bros. 35, a 35-player Battle Royale take on the original Mario game, is free if you have Nintendo Switch Online, just like how they did that with Tetris 99, which is Tetris Battle Royale. It's a free thing if you have it, sure, whatever, until March of 2021. Whatever. It's a free thing they gave you.
Yeah.
Another game, though, that they announced, which was their ending to their 16-minute show about Mario, is a collection of 3 3D platforming Mario games: Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy. A paid, presumably $60 game, because Nintendo number one.
Yeah, it's got to be $60.
This is the company that sold 2 Zelda HD ports two HD ports of Zelda GameCube games for $50 each on the Wii U. You know what I mean?
So I would say a minimum would be $50, but I think it's going to be $60.
Well, they also didn't sell $60 games on Wii U, I don't think. I think they were always $50. Maybe, I'm probably wrong. In any case, this is going to be a $60 game. It goes on sale, both physically, obviously, and digitally, September 18th until the end of March 2021. So by the time April rolls around, you cannot technically buy the game.
Unless off eBay or something.
Or Best
or
Buy
you download it illegally.
Right.
Which is
and
I don't know why. This is just a weird business move. We've seen a lot of weird business moves. We're actually going to talk about another one later on in the show with relation to Mulan, more movie stuff. But this is such a weird move. To me, it's very anti-consumer, and it just screams to me. I could be wrong.
It's just
corporations want to make money, duh. But this just screams like, hey, all we really had this year was like Animal Crossing,
Paper Mario.
I know y'all.
I think they had some third-party game at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, but like no big hitters that people were like. Besides Animal Crossing, I would say people weren't like, yeah, dude, Mario Odyssey 2's out. You know, like nothing like that. Right. And I know people were excited about this, but then people were like, wait a minute, I have till March to buy this. Like if you're just a casual gamer, maybe, or someone like me who like maybe I would pick it up in a year or two when I finished all my other Switch games I've been messing with.
And it's not a new game too, so it's not a game that you'd be like, oh, I need to get it right away. You know what I mean? Like I can wait on this game. I've waited 20 years to play Mario 64. Yeah. I can wait another one, you know.
But now it's like it just screams quick cash grab. But like I think you said before we started recording, was it a forced scarcity where it's
Nintendo
just like,
does this shit. I want to actually briefly talk about this. Nintendo fans love them. I love Nintendo fans. I'm a Nintendo fan. There are Nintendo hardcore fans, and I feel like their ages range from 11 to we're 25. I would say probably around our age. I don't want to say that we're more mature than the age group. I personally am not one of these fanboys that goes crazy, but diehard Nintendo apologists that Nintendo is the greatest thing ever, and I feel like they're pretty good, and I feel like they're pretty great, and they're definitely up there in one of the greatest things ever. But like they can do no wrong and blah 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 blah. And they've had this, and it stems from these people from a good point where when the Nintendo Wii came out in fall holiday season of 2006, shortly after, like a month later, I believe, they launched the Wii shopping channel. You know, the classic Nirvana, the band, the show video song, all right?
Yeah.
And you can it was mainly a way to buying old Nintendo games digitally to play on your Wii. Nintendo Wii, right? There was obviously some things original on there, but it was just, here's a huge catalog of NES games, Super Nintendo games, Nintendo 64 games. Sega's on board. They're putting in Master System and Genesis games. The TurboGrafx 16, also known as the PC Engine, they got games on here too. Some random arcade games are on here. Neo Geo's on here. It's one giant like retro catalog that you can buy. And Nintendo fans, and myself included, were like, cool, I'm going to buy as much shit as I want that I think is cool. And this is going to last me forever. Because obviously when Nintendo's next system comes out, I'll be able to use my purchases on there. The 3DS comes out, and they did a tactic which I feel like was smart. The Wii had all console games. 3DS was portable. Game Boy Color. They didn't do Game Boy Advance for weird reasons, which we don't need to get into. But the Sega Game Gear was on there, and they said they were going to do Neo Geo Pocket and a few others, but they never ended up on there. But okay, fine. Then they put NES games on there. And no, your Wii purchases didn't carry over. And their argument was, well, this has extra features in it than the Wii version did. So this is like a different version, which is bullshit. Wii U comes out, and yes, you can play the virtual console purchases you made in Wii mode, booting up backwards compatible mode, playing the Wii versions in the crappy SD resolution shell, which obviously an NES game is not HD, but like it's presented in a 480p signal, so it looks all blurry, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not the Wii version, because if you want the Wii version, you have to buy it again. If you want to play the Wii U version, you have to buy it again. They gave you a discount, but you had to buy it again. Switch comes out, and like obviously no virtual console at all. And a lot of third-party companies are like, we're just going to put all of our games in one collection. Here are all the Mega Man games for $50 or whatever. Just buy it. You're done. You know what I mean? That's the tactic now, right?
Yeah.
But Nintendo fans have always had this idea in their heads that, well, eventually they're going to come out with the one-stop shop, carry all my purchases forever. Eventually that's going to happen. Nintendo's not doing it.
No.
And stemming from that idea is because Nintendo has been reselling Super Mario Brothers There's like today they announced five ways to play Super Mario Brothers. There's that little handheld thing, the Game and Watch that they announced, which is cool. It's going to be $50, and I am going to buy it. That's like the ninth like tchotchke way of playing Super Mario Brothers that they've resold to people that are more than willing to buy Super Mario Brothers again. You know what I mean? That's what they do. And so seeing this 3D All-Stars thing, it's like, of course, obviously this Nintendo is more than willing to do that, because they're going to re-release it again with Mario Galaxy 2 on the new Switch, and we're going to buy it again. You know what I mean? It's just like, I mentioned the two GameCube Zelda games that got Wii U not remakes, but ports. They fixed some textures, they redid some textures, they fixed some issues, changed some of the logic, whatever. It's not a remake, though, it's a port, really, with some quality of life improvements. Those are not on Switch. And I'm pretty sure it's because people would probably be upset that they would have to buy them again. And they're like, well, let's just wait a little bit longer so that it's like, well, it has been 8 years since you bought this game. I think you can just buy it again. And people like me will be like, yeah, I'll buy Zelda again. Sure. You know,
and I think that's just part of the, not saying I don't want to say a problem.
It's predatory in my sense.
But at the same time, there's got to be some sort of, like, the only way they would learn that, like, oh, we can't do this anymore, or that, yeah, if you buy it once, you have it for 50 years or whatever, is if you just stop buying it and you voice your opinion on social media or whatnot. But that's not going to happen. Or if it does happen,
have to do that,
you're going to get shat on by, like you said, the Nintendo fanboys out there.
And again, because this is also the company that does a lot of really cool and good things, that, like, they are always the good guys. Like, everyone at some point has viewed Microsoft as the bad guys. Everyone at some point has viewed Sony as the bad guys.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. No crossplay on PS4. Backwards compatibility is gone. Our Xbox
PS5 is gonna. It sounds like it's gonna have just a very minimum PS4 backwards compatibility, and like
100 games.
I'm like
what
if
the
I
fuck?
want to play God of War
thousands.
3 again on PS5, I guess I have to buy it again. Like that's just how it's gonna be. So
I guarantee that won't be one of the ones that will be available at launch. The God of War 3 remaster.
No, I'm just saying, like, as an example.
But that is a good example. Like that is a.
I have it on PS4. Because I got it free from PlayStation Plus, I think it was last year, and I haven't touched it yet. But it's on my list to be like, oh, I'll jump on this one weekend.
Right.
But
and it was a good game, and it was a classic game, but it's also not like a tentpole game. So it's one of the ones where, like, when Sony gets around to it, they'll get around to it. And meanwhile, like, well, if you want to play it, boot up your PS4. But Nintendo,
you don't have a PS4 anymore? Oh, sorry.
You traded in. Nintendo rarely gets to be the bad guys. It's always the unfortunate guys that fortunate circumstances happen to them, or they're just being dumb. But they've never done anything, in quotes, that makes them the bad guys, but beyond this shit that we're talking about. But since they do so many good things, they make so many unique and interesting twists on their franchises, and they reinvent them. And we'll talk about a Mario one in about a second that I think is fucking rad as hell. They're never like, you can't. It's frowned upon to be mad at Nintendo, is what I'm trying to say. If I go on Twitter right now and be like, wow, Nintendo's really trying to fuck me over for not wanting to buy fucking Mario 64 again right away, I'm just never going to play it on Switch if I don't buy it now. People will be pissed at me, and people will be like, oh, quit complaining. They gave this for you. Fucker, it's just a 720p upscale of Mario 64. A Twitter account said, oh, they changed the texture of the M on his hat, but the game is going to be the same. Mario Sunshine is still going to suck. Mario Galaxy is still going to be great. But, like, it's just those games again. It's not like they added new levels or... I mean, maybe they did, but the game comes out in 2 weeks. They did not add anything new because they would have said so. You know what I mean? It's just the straight ports of those games. Like, when the rumors were going around of a collection, the rumors was... 64, Sunshine, Galaxy 1, Galaxy 2, and Mario 3D Land, which was a 3DS game. That's 5 games. But then it was also like, well, Mario 64, the rumor is that it's going to be getting a remake. Or like a remaster of it that's like graphical. Like kind of like Crash Bandicoot. And what we were talking about last week with the Sonic graphical remakes, right? It was going to get one of those. Okay, so maybe that's its own game for $60, I would pay that. If it's a modern looking take on, Mario 64, I would pay that for $60, right? What they instead gave us was just 3 PC ports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They run at 60 frames a second, and they're in I guarantee it's only 720p, because who gives a shit? It's Mario, that's going to be the stance on it. Like, even I think some of the Wii U ports on Switch are just 720p because they don't really give a shit. You're going to pay $60 for it. Like, that's not exciting. I'm honest to God not excited about this collection.
I'm someone who, the only real Mario game I played was Mario Odyssey, and I saw it was announced on Twitter. I was just like, whatever, like, I'll read about it later if I care enough, and like maybe I'll get the collection for myself in a year or two when I finish Witcher 3 finally or something.
And, I do recommend playing 64 and Galaxy, and Sunshine is a cool oddity.
Years ago on whatever it was. But the thing is like, now I'm like basically being like, oh, you have till this date to decide whether or not you're buying it, and then that's whether or not I even actually play the game after I buy it. Right. I'm kind of like, I'm good. Like, yeah. So to me, this is what you said. It's predatory on the people who are going to be like, no, I need this. Right. Because I've had Mario 64 on every Nintendo system I had because it's Mario 64.
Yeah, I bought it on the Wii and I bought it on the Wii U already. And I have a Nintendo 64 cartridge of it, which I played on my Nintendo 64. You know what I mean? Like, I like that game a whole lot. I 100%ed it on the Wii and the Wii U. And if I got it on Switch, I would probably do the same thing because it's a great game. But it's like, we've said a whole lot. It's predatory. It sucks. Like, it's a shame that rightfully so has turned you off, a newcomer to those 3 games, for obvious reasons. You know what I mean? Like, I don't expect you to buy it before March because
a new console's coming out. Like, and
exactly.
And like, and that's
the other thing.
And it's a pandemic. A pandemic. Like, how many of us are going to be like, I can only afford one $60 game this year, and man,
you know what?
Cyberpunk looks really good. But Mario 64 I want, but
it's almost
if I don't
like
get it now,
it's almost
I'm
like
fucked.
They're forcing us to not forget about them during the console launches. Like, yeah, but if you don't buy fucking Mario 64, you're not gonna get it. Don't buy Knack 3. Buy Mario 64.
Don't you dare buy Spider-Man Miles Morales for your new PS5. What
Ratchet and Clank doesn't got shit on Mario Sunshine, okay? He jumps through portals in that game, too.
Ratchet and Clank more like Ratchet and Stank, all right?
Oh,
that
my
shit's
God.
Trash. Mario 64 never did anything wrong. Game of the year forever.
I mean, that is a correct statement.
But like... now I'm thinking
Mario
about
Galaxy
it as
2 is like
who,
the second highest rated game of all time. But
like, I'm thinking it from just a standpoint of people who maybe can only buy 1 or 2 games a year. And I used to be that person in college. Like, I bought Overwatch.
And it's a very understandable standpoint to come through for a hobby that's maybe 3rd or 4th or 5th on your list of priorities for hobbies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I get it, like, gaming is such an echo chamber. And to me, it's my number one hobby. To me, it is. I am a minority when it comes to this. But if I go on Twitter, all the people I follow, it's their number one hobby. Or it's number 2 because number 1 is the hobby they made into a job. Or, you know what I mean? It's something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and obviously gamers on the internet, that's their number one hobby. That's their identity as a fucking gamer, you know? Like... But you can't expect someone to buy 3 $60 games a year, and like, I mean, you can expect that, I guess, but you can't expect someone to be on your level of knowing what's going on in the gaming sphere. You know what I mean? Like, yes, your friend from high school, which you distant apart, but then you reconnected on Facebook or whatever. Yeah, he said he got a PS4, and yeah, okay, so he bought Resident Evil 2, he bought
Yeah.
The Witcher, and he bought NASCAR speed racing or whatever, you know what I mean? And you're upset because why wouldn't you buy Gran Turismo? You know what I mean? Like, it's
you don't have Grand Theft Auto 5 yet? Come on.
People don't pay attention. Well, yeah. I he probably did buy Grand Theft Auto 5.
Let's be real.
But, excuse me. But, you know what I mean? Like, so, because I guarantee if I were to go on Twitter right now and type in Super Mario 3D All-Stars in the Twitter search, I would find 100 people instantly that are like, but you have, what is it, 7 months, 8 months to buy it? You can buy it in 8 months. It's 8 months. You have so much time.
It's
to
only
buy it.
$5.
Why are you
Subscribe
complaining?
to my Twitch.
Yeah.
Like that one girl there who was
Yeah.
a couple months ago.
I don't remember if she was being facetious or not.
No,
but...
she was. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. God damn it! There's something in my eye. It's like blurring my vision.
It's tears because you're so mad at Nintendo.
I know, right? But like I guarantee I could find people being apologists for a predatory predatory corporate move that has no reason whatsoever.
I don't know why they would do
There's
that.
no reason
besides a quick buck. Like
exactly.
Okay, you don't have that date, right? Let's say like, nope, it's coming out in 2 months or 2 weeks,
right.
and it's gonna be great. And guess
it's like
what?
Fucking like, oh,
it'll probably
this movie
sell
on Netflix
more.
is leaving next month. Oh, I gotta remember to watch it. Oh, shit, I forgot to watch it. No, this is a thing you buy. You know?
And then like I can
Don't
buy
you
it
want
2
my
years.
money?
I can buy it next month. I can buy it 2 years from now. I can buy it 3
It's
years
like-
from now. And guess what? I think in the long run, you'd probably make more money. But maybe they've done the math themselves. They have some data somewhere. They're like, no, if we have a window during the holiday season, we'll get all the money we would get over 3 years at once. Maybe it won't. We'll see. See how well it sells. That's going to be the
Yeah.
They're gonna be their answer.
I should. Well, speaking of sales and Mario sells fucking insane. Mario
fucking
sells
slut.
fucking insane. Okay, the Wii U sold about 16 million units. It's shit amount of units, right? 60 million is nothing. Mario Kart 8 for Wii U came out halfway through the lifetime for it, sold over 8 million copies. So more than half of Wii U owners own Mario Kart 8. More than 50% of the console's owners own a Mario game.
I believe that though.
You know what I mean? And that's a great Mario game. Mario Kart 8 is the best Mario Kart. I'm sorry, Mario Kart 64 apologists. I'm sorry, the idiots that think Double Dash on GameCube was a good Mario Kart game.
Wasn't
That
there a
game
mobile
sucked.
one? That one's the best.
That
one.
game is terrible. Mario Kart
Nope,
Tour.
it's the best one. Sorry.
I mean, hey, you can play as Donkey Kong Jr. in it, or Diddy Kong, whatever.
Junior.
You could pay $50 to play as Diddy Kong. Literally, that's how much it costs to buy a character. Is like $50.
Oh yeah.
But you know what I mean. So like Mario sells very well. When the Wii U launched, it came out with a Mario game, New Super Mario Bros. U. It was the 4th New Super Mario Bros. Game, and it was the 2nd New Super Mario Bros. Game to come out that year, and it was 3 months after the previous one, which was for 3DS. There was one on DS, one on Wii, one on 3DS, one on Wii U, right? And Nintendo's president at the time put out not an apology, but basically being like, hey, we're only doing one of these a system, so it's not like you'll see one next year. Oh, wait, you did. New Super Luigi U is a $20 DLC, but also a $30 standalone Wii U game. So yeah, they did make another one, right? That 2012 launch day Wii U game came into Switch January of 2019. Launched January 2019. Yes, it had the new Luigi U added in, and it had an extra character you can play as, and they tweaked a little bit. It's just New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Within that quarter, it sold 9 million units.
So I
It
guess
sold 9 million
we have
units.
no one to blame but
An
ourselves.
8-year-old Wii U game that everyone didn't want when it came out. Now, you look at like top 10 Mario lists now, and they say that game is like one of the best ones because that was like the A team of Mario designers doing like one big thing together. I get that. That's great. I hated the art style, and I was sick and tired of it. I wanted something new. So I didn't want it at the time. I bought it because there was nothing else to play besides Nintendo Land, which you played with me, remember? Mm-hmm. That's a game that, in the eyes of the gamers, was one that no one really wanted to see again. And it sold 9 million units.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they did the numbers and they're like, we can make what we made in 3 years.
It's insane.
In 7 months during a pandemic. I don't know.
That game will,
in a way,
I guarantee, make 5 million units from now and March.
As a pro, I'm not. See, it's hard to be anti-corporation and also sometimes pro-consumer when you're also anti-capitalist in a way. Like it's like there's a constant like battle in my head of like, what really am I? But I kind of want this to like suck. I don't know why. I kind of want this to just blow back in their face because I'm scared if this works, that's just going to be like the new thing. I don't think it will happen, but like, what if?
This is so on the nose. Because before, with a lot of the stuff, it was subtle of like, yeah, we're spending forever to finally do a Zelda port, a Zelda HD thing, or a Zelda port again. Okay, fine, you finally got it. It's like, so Wii U came out in 2012, 2013. Fall of 2013 had The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD to Wii U within the first year. That's pretty cool, right? I bought it day one because I loved that game as a kid. A year before the Wii U ended, so March of 2016, they put the other GameCube Zelda game in HD, Twilight Princess. So they spent like 3 years of wait when they could have put that out at any time, and they waited. Okay, I played that game, I loved it. Less than a year later, the Switch comes out. Technically speaking, as far as like gaming and always buying what's next and always looking on the future, that port is now obsolete. You know what I mean? That's like, oh, it's not something I play anymore because it's not on the new system. When's the next Zelda port? There isn't any. You know what I mean? And they're going to wait until eventually they put a different Zelda game. There were rumors that the Wii's Zelda game, Skyward Sword, which sucks ass, that game is a 6.5 in my opinion, is going to get put on Switch in HD. There's the software ratings board of New Zealand rated that game or something like. So, like, it's coming, right? They're going to put that out, and everyone will buy it. And then they'll put Wind Waker out on Switch again, right before the Switch 2 comes out. Like, awesome. Oh, shit, but it's not on the new thing anymore. Why can't they have all of the things on the new thing? Because then everyone will get sick and tired, and no one will buy them all. If they spend 7 years in between releasing these things.
Yeah, and this is where, like, we have to put a little bit of fault, like, on the consumers at this point. This is also a little bit. I want to talk about Mulan as we've done talking about this for like 30 minutes now.
If we get to 35, that's a minute a year. Sorry.
Yeah. No, this reminds me a little bit too of like, especially with the whole like scarcity thing. It's like selling the new Yeezy. The Yeezy is all about hype. The Supreme is all about
status.
Hype. Yeah, it's all about. It's not just a status thing. Well, I guess it's a status thing because of its rarity.
Right.
The design could be shit, but it's the fucking Yeezy. Like, there's only 1,000 of these out here, 1,000 pairs, and I have one of them? Fuck yeah. I get it, because I used to be pretty, like, just look at my clothing and stuff, I've always just been like, I'm going to wear the same Iron Maiden shirt I'm wearing right now since high school, and, like, I'm good, I'm great. And now I'm starting to, like, branch out a little bit and trying to buy more nicer stuff, maybe spend a little bit more than I normally would. And there's Tyler the Creator's line, Golf Wang. I started buying a couple of that stuff because I actually like some of the designs. Not all of them, but it is still like hype stuff because there's like drops every like 3 or 4 months where people are like, nope, I just need to buy it because it's his line. This is the shit. Like, right. And there's stuff that I'm just like, oh, I don't personally.
And collecting goes into that too.
Yeah, and
there's people that are like, I need to have all of his stuff.
Yes, and I'm like, cool, great. But at some point, like, and some people are like, oh, this drop was trash. I'm still going to buy it, though. And I'm like, well,
right.
Then they're going to keep making that stuff because you're spending money on it. And, like, for me, I'm just like, I just buy stuff that I think is cool. Is it a little bit more pricier than I normally probably would have 3 years ago? Sure. But I'm trying not to get caught in the whole hype thing because then like, I'm not even buying it for just so it looks something cool that I wear. It's now like, well, no, now I have the 100th shirt out of 100. Like this is the last one made. And it's like, this kind of reminds me of that. Like Nintendo's playing on that a little bit, like you said, the Predatory, and it just reminds me a little bit of that. But I think Disney's doing the same thing now with fucking Mulan.
Before we get to Mulan, I want to make one final point about the Mario scarcity stuff. They're celebrating Mario's 35th anniversary. They went hardcore for Mario's 30th anniversary, and they went hardcore for Mario's 25th anniversary. Every 5 years, it's going to act as like this is the big, great celebration, and they're going to sell us Super Mario Brothers again, Like, it's only 5 years. Yes, I get like children, are coming into their own all the time and everything is new to them, and obviously Mario's going to be new to them, whatever. We talked about that with Sonic last time. But like every 5 years it's like the big great celebration.
Maybe every
and
10.
It goes into the Disney vault. Just like Mulan. There we go.
So yeah, I think we talked about it, was it last week or the week before? Mulan is not going to be in theaters anymore, or it's going to be limited in theaters, and it's coming to Disney Plus, but you still have to pay an extra $30. So you have to pay to get into Disney Plus, and then pay an extra $30 to buy it, rent it, whatever, to watch it.
But then once you stop paying that $7 a month, you don't get to watch the thing
you
you
lose
spent
your
$30
access. Yes.
on.
But now it came out, not even 2 weeks after that announcement, that, it's just going to be free on Disney Plus on December 4th.
So 3 months later.
Barely.
Because September 4th, which is tomorrow, Friday.
Yeah, 3 months.
Or 2 days ago if you're listening to this the day this episode comes out. So 3 months later. And honest to God, Devin, if they do that with Black Widow, I'll wait.
Same.
Unless you and I want to go in and split it.
That's the only thing I can think of. Like when we have a party, exactly at that point.
And I think that's what I feel like that's what Disney is looking at with the pricing of like $30. But you were going to take your family to see it, and you're going to spend $12 a ticket or however much tickets cost. We're AMC A-list members, so we don't even know what tickets cost. You know what I mean? $30 is cheaper than the family seeing it once, and you can see it as many times. Like that's obviously that was a very tactical price point. It turns me way the fuck off. I'm not spending $30.
I might as well wait to buy it. If I'm gonna spend $30,
You'll spend less than $30 on the Blu-ray.
My home, I got a new TV, but it ain't fucking Dolby, the giant Dolby theater that we go to. Like, it's still never gonna be, for me at least. But some people are very like, oh, I have a nice setup, so whatever. Maybe it's worthwhile to them. But once again, we don't have the numbers too much about how much money Disney makes off of Disney Plus and. Now we have movies that should have been in theaters dropping straight to their platform, and with what we just talked about with Mario, how they know maybe all the people are still going to spend the same amount of money. They must have crunched numbers. Maybe we won't get as much as it would have gotten in theaters, but we can still make money. I still think this movie is going to come out in theaters, though. I think it's going to drop December 4th for free, and then they're going to be like, well, you still want to see it in the big screen. Re-release in next fall or something.
Like deleted scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of just when I was when it first came out, we were both just we weren't that excited about this movie. I liked
the Mulan movie, and I was going to see it eventually in the theater as one of my free movies with AMC.
Exactly.
But I wasn't going to be I need to see this. I'm obviously going to see this. I'm interested. This is the first live-action Disney remake that I actually care to any extent about. You know what I mean?
Same.
I guess Aladdin to a little bit, but
I didn't even see that.
I didn't see it either. It's on Disney Plus for free, technically. It's the whole Will Smith thing, turned me off of, well... I don't know. Robin Williams was kind of the greatest of all time, and I don't know. But again, I'm not going to spend $30 for this. I don't care if it's.
I'll see it December 4th.
Now, if they said
maybe
a
even
year,
not even then, but
if they said a year, Devin, I can. If they said out front, and it wasn't we don't know until they finally say after September 4th passes, or if it said ahead of time,
they dropped
and
it
they
this
said
early.
1 year later. September 4th, 2021, it'll be for Disney Plus for everyone. Then I can see that being, okay, a bit of a bigger deal. But at the same time, you could buy the Blu-ray.
I guess also with this, at first I just said earlier, I'm surprised they announced that, it's going to be free. At all. Before it even actually comes out.
Yeah.
To pay for rent or whatever.
Disney is one of the few companies that I feel can get away with that kind of anger pointed at them.
But that's the thing is, I think maybe as a brand thing, they're we don't want people to get pissed at us.
But I think Disney is the one company, honest to God, Disney and Apple, I guess, the only two companies that can get away with that, and they just brush the anger off. would it really be out of the question or out of your imagination that Disney would just never say anything about it, and then November rolls around and it's like, yeah, next month you can watch for free on Disney Plus?
I guess.
And people would be pissed.
I mean, they wanted to play it safe with the pandemic and everything, and I don't know. And with I don't want to go into too much detail with John Boyega's GQ thing.
Yeah,
that's coming out, and I'm sure they knew that was coming out. That had every PR is always calculated. As someone who, without going into too much detail, works closely with people who do PR or know people in PR at the company I work at. Everything is calculated to when they drop statements on things or when they drop other stuff. It's all distractions most of the time. Our government does it. Mm-hmm. Presidents will go and say something as they bomb a Middle East country. So everything to me, it's like this seems that they might be using that as cover for what Boyega was saying, but they also did drop Mandalorian, which I guess we could mention. That's coming out in December as well. Or no, sorry.
I thought it said October 30th.
October 30th, yeah. Day before Halloween. They announced that the same day that Boyega's GQ article comes out.
An hour later.
Yeah. But, so yeah, Disney's been, I guess, making all these moves and just kind of announcing what they're doing. Black Widow, though, we don't really know yet still. Or is that coming to Disney? No, we don't know that yet.
I don't know if it was said in any, so Disney had its quarterly earnings call last month where they announced to the board that they were going to do this with Mulan. And I'm pretty sure in that call, they said they were going to use that as a testament to see what they'll do with Black Widow. So it's not confirmed.
Because I think movie theaters are starting to reopen again. I mean, at least I know in Maryland, I think movie theaters are now allowed to reopen. So AMC should be.
Yeah, we could finally go see a movie.
Yeah, for the 20th time. But yeah, I still think they're going to try to do Black Widow in theaters just because of how successful Marvel movies have done in theaters.
The one positive thing I can say about the delay of Black Widow is that it pushed all of their other Marvel movies back a slot. So The Eternals was supposed to come out in November.
That's crazy.
And
so we would have had a trailer.
It's not like they stopped working on that film because, we have more time now, let's just not work. No, that movie's almost done, so they're going to be sitting on it. So which means potentially a lot of other work is getting extra time. You know what I mean? Like, the Spider-Man movie is getting extra time, theoretically, because of this, which I think is cool. Like, could they do any cool shit if they have an extra 6 months, you know?
As our friend of the show, Vin Diesel, said, the best creative work is going to be done during this pandemic.
Yeah.
So
cabin fever.
Yeah. The last other news item I think we could quickly mention just because we talked about it.
I got another Mario thing to bring up, but yes, go on.
Mario again?
I got another Mario thing, yes. You jumped into Mulan. I wanted to, so yeah, but you go on.
Robert Pattinson, friend of the show, as well,
right.
as well as Vin Diesel. The Batman himself, the Bamtan, he has COVID and is now delaying. They just started shooting again or finishing production stuff.
Really?
And it's been put to a halt because of. At first, it was just one person had it, and it wound up being him, the Batman himself, the main guy.
Yeah.
So that's being. I don't think it's being delayed, but I thought that movie was in post production, so I'm kind of confused.
Yeah, well, I mean, it might be reshoots. During editing, they realize, director realized, I want a scene that shows this now.
Yeah, it still is.
I do have one more
reporting as production, but not post or anything like that. So I don't know.
I do have one more actual future movie news is that Mission Impossible 7 is not being delayed in its production because Tom Cruise rented a yacht for $700,000 so that him and all of his coworkers can continue to work on the movie safely. What a fucking G, man. What a top G. A Top Gun.
Top Gun. When does that? Yes. Wasn't that supposed to come out?
Yeah, that got delayed until December.
It's that Scientology money, man.
Yeah. He's the greatest man alive. That's why
You're a joint
I'm proud to
you're
say
a proud Scientologist now.
I'm proud to say that he carries the name Ethan well in his movies. Okay. The Mario thing I wanted to bring up. There was one product in there that, yes, it will be the thing where everyone's going to want to buy it because that's classic Nintendo, is a new Mario Kart game for Nintendo Switch called Mario Kart Live, where you control with your Nintendo Switch actual RC racers of Mario and Luigi, and maybe there'll be other characters, I don't know. There's cameras on them. It's an augmented reality Mario Kart game. And it looks like it would be a full-featured game where you draw out your courses and you actually race it. It looks like when you throw a turtle shell and hit someone, that it stops that racer from, like, the motors from running, so the car stops, you know? Like, it looks like that is going to be a thing. As soon as I saw them, like, that will be that's their big holiday game. Like Mario,
I can see that
3D All-Stars is it too.
For sure.
And it reminds me back to when there was a prominent Nintendo leaker said cryptically at the beginning of this year that Nintendo's big holiday game for 2020 has tires. And people are like, is it a Nintendo? Is it like a Super Smash Brothers, like a Nintendo Kart? Instead of Mario Kart, it's all of them because there's already a Mario Kart on Switch. Is it going to be like Mario Kart 9 instead of, you know what I mean? Is that just another Mario Kart? No, it's a fucking toy that's fucking tires on it for your Nintendo Switch, and you're going to buy it, and everyone's going to buy it. And I wish I had room. I can't play it here. My place is carpeted, number one. I don't have the space. You know what I mean?
Once again, they're freaking being, they're gatekeeping from the poor gamers out there, the middle-class gamers.
Remember when they
if anything, you
made
can
us
think
all
about
buy
it
cardboard?
that way, that they're like only the rich gamers can pay in this time frame and also get our Mario Kart Live who have big houses because everyone else is poor in one-bedroom apartments.
Guarantee, like the GoPro BMX community will get a hold of this game and make like fucking sick-ass race courses outside and shit, you know. Tony Hawk will be playing it.
Yeah. It's only going to be in black and white, the YouTube video.
Yeah. So, just like everything that's black and white, our memories are actually in black and white. So when we look in the past, just like dreams, and when there's no light, we see in black and white. And I want to know what you've been seeing lately. I want to know what you've been seeing in black and white and in color. What have you been playing, watching, listening to?
It's been a minute since we've done this part of the show because usually we're crunched on time and data in our RSS feed package. I did write stuff down.
Yeah. Sorry, folks, that last week's episode was even less bit rate than normal because I had to slide it in there.
Yeah, to slide it in there.
It was 56 bit rate as opposed to 64.
I wrote some stuff down of stuff I watched because I feel like every time we have done it, we're all just like, oh, what did we watch? I don't know. It's been a crazy week.
I should have done that. Whoops.
So I'm in the middle of Avatar. Been watching that when I can.
How many episodes are you in? Do you know?
8. I've been trying to do one like every other night or so before I go to bed.
I'm going to have to end up rewatching the season because it's been months since I watched it. But
well, I was going to let you know as I got closer to the end so you kind of know where I'm at.
Okay.
But I've been watching that and taking notes for our future episode to review that. Besides that, I watched 2 episodes. This is going to be really random of Beetleborgs. Do you know what Beetleborgs is?
Yeah, like the Transformers knockoff.
It's more like a Power Rangers meets Halloween knockoff.
Yeah, you are right. Yeah, that's what Beetleborgs is.
With it's like I remember having it on VHS, like an episode or 2.
Really?
But I don't remember anything of it. I just knew what the Beetleborgs looked like, and I thought it was rad as a kid because I loved all my Power Rangers, Godzilla shit.
Power Rangers was the first thing I watched.
And people at work were talking about who's the best Power Ranger and whatnot, and I'm just like, fuck Power Rangers. As a joke, I was like, Beetleborgs is where it's at. That's the real. I mean, you're a real Japanese-esque monster fighting show fan if you love Beetleborgs. And only one other person at work knew what it was. But I found out it's on Netflix.
Really?
So I watched the first 2 episodes, and that show's super like mid-90s. But in a weird way, it's super like goofy and fun. I might
Is it
watch
like
more
Power
of it.
Rangers, where it's actually another show that they took from like a decade prior? They took footage out.
I think it's all
Frankensteined-
American. I'm pretty
Really?
sure.
Or Canadian, maybe, because I feel like a lot of that kind
It's
of
all
shit ends
American,
up
but it's
being in
definitely
Canada.
filmed like Power Rangers is filmed. But there's
Okay.
like stereotypical villains like of things in the 90s. Like so there's like all of them look like Power Ranger villains, but there's one like woman who's like all dressed in red and like speaks with a Russian accent. I'm like, what is she, like the Red Menace of like communism?
Oh my God, of
and I'm like, I
course.
love it. I love it. But like there's a lot of they fight Frankenstein and the Mummy and a vampire in the beginning. But yeah, that show's weird, and like I'm like, man, I really missed out on the 90s being born in 95. Like too young. And then the other thing I watched right before we recorded here, it's been a minute since I've watched like a full-length film. I finally watched, because I got HBO Max finally, because I was trying to watch the Batman movies, because I've been in kind of a Batman mode lately. But I didn't watch any Batman movies. I watched Jojo Rabbit.
I was going to say you watched Batman 89, but I guess not. You watched Jojo Rabbit.
Yes. And
I still have to see that, and I didn't know it was on HBO Max.
it is. I was just surfing on
And
there.
you got HBO Max. You buried the lead there. I didn't realize
yeah,
you had
yes,
HBO Max.
yeah, I did, because I canceled HBO 2 months ago just to save, I guess, $30 for a little while because we weren't watching it. But now I want to watch the Nolan Batman films and maybe other ones. And they had Batman Begins on there, but I knew we were recording at 9:30, so I had to like find a shorter movie.
Oh.
So I'm like, Jojo Rabbit under 2 hours. I'm like, okay, cool, we'll watch that. 'Cause it was on our list to see in theaters, but timing and
Same.
whatnot. But man, I love that movie a lot.
Is
like,
it really good?
I had like, I don't know, I had like kind of high expectations because people said it was good and it's a comedy, and we all know,
Taika Waititi is good.
yeah, he's good. So I had pretty high expectations, I guess. And I'm like, okay, so it's a comedy, but it's also Nazi Germany. How's that going to work? Because you have to. It's a thin line to walk sometimes.
Very thin line.
So, it was really, really good. I think everyone acted really well. There was no one who I thought was bad in
Even
it.
Rebel Wilson.
Like I didn't even realize Scarlett Johansson's in this movie. Like I don't remember her being in any of the advertising at all for this
she
film.
was in it. Yeah, she's the mom, right?
Yeah, she's like the mom.
Yeah.
And I know she gets a lot of hate and shit.
She just has a wig. That's why it was hard to see.
Yeah, but she really killed it in this film. I thought she did a really good job. And like I'm like, man, I want her to be my mom. I don't want to go into any spoilers because I think it's a good movie.
Well,
but
now
it
that I know it's on
definitely-
HBO Max, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah. I will say this movie is a comedy, but I think it's more of a drama first, actually. Like, it has moments where it is serious, and then, like, there's moments where there's comic relief, but it's not done distastefully, in my opinion. And it has moments where you're happy, there's moments when you're sad, there's moments when you're laughing. This is a comedy with a message, which is the comedies I like. I don't like comedies normally, for some reason. Like especially a lot of like the mid 2000s films, like Dodgeball. I like Dodgeball, but like I don't like Will Ferrell. Never found super funny as a lot of people did, or Adam Sandler or whatnot in his prime.
That's a lot more understandable, yeah.
But so like comedy movies haven't been like my biggest thing.
But you love Jim Carrey.
I love my boy Jim. Of course. I like my late 90s comedies more than my mid 2000s. And yeah, this did a good job of like balancing everything. And the story is really good. There is a lot of great writing, I think. Like there's a lot of moments where I'm like, oh, I think this is foreshadowing. But let me not read into too much of it. And then something happens. I'm like, yeah, it was foreshadowing. Awesome. Great job. Big claps. And I don't know. I just can't talk any more about it without spoiling it. But yeah,
Okay.
I highly recommend it. I think it might be one of my favorite comedies. I think it's because,
Wow.
granted, I haven't seen too many comedies, so I guess it's not too much to pull
You
from
watched
that.
Shrek, though, right?
Shrek is the best comedy ever made. We know this. Yeah, it did a really good job of balancing that line and also telling an important story. And there's some stuff in there, like about nationalism and stuff, that I think can apply now, that people can learn from, hopefully. That maybe you see that, like, there's a lot of holes in how we think about certain things and whatnot. Possibly, I don't know.
Western civilization.
But in terms of games I've been playing a little bit of Witcher 3 on Switch, and I got.
How's that running? By the way,
how's it running?
Yeah,
runs pretty good. Like, basically, I would say a better PSP game, like the best PSP game ever.
Okay,
I would say, but I'm totally okay with it. Like, the gameplay is fun, the story is really good.
Yeah,
I feel like because I watched the show, and that's the only Witcher thing I've consumed, and
okay.
I can see a lot of similarities between the two, and I feel like they did a good job in that of capturing the worlds. I don't know how the books are, but at least there's cohesion with the movie or the show and the game itself. So I feel like I just jumped from the show to the video game world version, and I feel like it's like the same. So it's pretty fun, and I mostly play it on handhelds. Because I think it runs a little bit better in handheld.
That's what I think I heard.
But it does look better on the
TV.
On the TV, like especially on my new TV. Looks pretty good. And I was playing it. And I also been jumping back into Mortal Kombat, just kind of like, I guess, hunting trophies. Not really because I'm like, I want to platinum this, but just like, oh, I want to give this game a little bit more love.
Fighting game platinums are like impossible unless you're good at fighting games. Because I guarantee, what is it? Did you look at the trophy list? Does it have?
It's not too bad. A lot of grinding.
Get to gold rank on online or something.
Luckily,
right?
None of those. It's just more just like play. So it's not terrible. But
okay. Because Street Fighter always does the get to the super ultra gold rank. It's like, come on.
But it is a lot of grinding. One of them is like, beat 100 or 250 towers, and like there's some towers that are one enemy. And, like, you can have an AI do it or whatnot, but still, like, one tower, like, an average tower is 4 or 5 fights. Like, that's 25 minutes. Like, do the math there. That's talking 100 hours maybe, possibly, to get 250 towers done. But I just been kind of just playing it and just following trophies to kind of just play with characters I don't normally play with.
That's the one thing I will say about trophies. And, like, I love hunting trophies and achievements, obviously. But like to the people that don't and don't understand why you would, they're a good excuse for you to replay a game. That's like a good guiding point for like what you should do in a game that you've kind of felt like you've already did it. You know, whether it be New Game Plus or like, play through this level without getting hurt. I'll try that. I think I can do that. Right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of that kind of stuff, which is good. And then there's bad trophy lists that are like beat the game 8 times. It's slightly different.
Beat the game in under 5 hours.
Yeah.
That was one of God of War's trophies. The first one. Beat the game in under 5 hours. I'm like...
That's one of Metal Gear Solid 4's trophies.
I'm like, I can't beat this game in under 10.
Or longer than 5.
Let alone 5. Are you serious?
Yeah. That's just you watch a walkthrough and pause it every 30 seconds and just mimic what the person did, you know?
Yeah.
It's just dumb. But
that's pretty much it for me.
Well, I will piggyback off that into a game I've been playing recently that has a potentially bad trophy list. I've been playing a lot of Resident Evil 2, the 2019 remake of the 1998 PS1 game, and also Nintendo 64 game. So really weird port version did not run very well on Nintendo 64, but I've been playing that. I haven't beat it. I would think I am... Because there's 2 characters you can play as. Yeah. Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield. I think I'm over halfway through Leon's story.
How many hours hard to tell. Have you put in?
Not a whole lot, like maybe 6.
Okay. Because I've been interested in playing it, but I'm worried that the length...
It's not. I know that the original was not very long, and that's why there's 2 characters, because you could replay it then, obviously. But, and I won't... Obviously, since you're interested, I won't really try to spoil it, but what do you know about the game?
I know there's a big bad guy named something who chases you.
Okay, good.
You're going into Aren't you escaping from Raccoon City?
That's the 3rd game. That's Resident Evil 3.
Or you're going into Raccoon. It's one of the 2. It's Raccoon City related, right? Okay.
Yes, you're in Raccoon City. You're in Raccoon City Police Department, or at least for Leon's story. So you get to pick at the beginning who you want to play as, Leon or Claire. I picked Leon. I'm going to have Claire I'm going to play through Claire a second. Because I think that's generally how they kind of want you to do it, like story A and story B. But the idea is that They meet up during they by happenstance they bump into each other right as the apocalypse is happening, or zombie outbreak, and so obviously they protect each other. But then they get split up right before Leon gets to the Raccoon City Police Department. It's his first day on the job. He was driving there to start being a cop, and then shit hits the fan, and obviously they're all dead on the inside. And there's a funny room where you find his desk that they had set up for him, and there's a note from one of his, coworker or future coworkers. It's like, Leon S. Kennedy, your first assignment is a serious one. You need to figure out how to unlock your desk. Figure out the names of your coworkers and use their initials to unlock the. Kind of a fun thing, but the game is fucking rad. So, Raccoon City's police department is made out of an old art museum. Which maybe, I don't think there's a political statement about that, but it's interesting to see that the arts are turned into law enforcement. But and it's a mansion type of building, because the first Resident Evil 1, took place in a mansion. This is very similar, right? Multi-floored, and it's a very cathartic game. I haven't played a game like this in a while, where it is just a simple, I don't want to say a Metroidvania, in the sense, because you're not getting power-ups or anything, but it's a very simple, here is a giant place to explore, a labyrinthian type of layout, because it is weirdly set up, this art museum, which I don't know how it would function as an art museum, really, because of the layout, but it's like a labyrinth type of mansion, and there's just a shit ton of locks and a shit ton of keys. Not literally, of course. In order to move this bookshelf, you need to find the handle to the jack that's nearby.
That kind of shit, yeah.
It's find the gear for the clock tower, and then yes, there are literal keys to open up doors. That's classic
Resident Evil, though. Resident Evil 4 had a lot of that shit, too.
Yeah, and Resident Evil 1 had a lot of that, too. It's just, it was very, like I said, felt cathartic. It felt like, okay, here is a simple game of just trying to find where you can go next. I got a thing, now I can go to here and here. That's what I like about Metroidvanias at its core, and then they add in powers, and instead of a key, it's the ability to jump higher, in Metroid. That's what's cool. But it's just a very simple version of it, plus a solid third-person shooter, you know what I mean, with good zombie elements to it, right?
Does it have tank controls still?
Yes. Yep. You could press circle to immediately turn around, which I never remember.
Oh, yeah. Of course, you're pushing the analog stick to the right or whatever.
But I feel like it works out better that way because some of the moments that they want you to have. But it's super good like that. And, the zombies are very slow-moving, but they take a shit ton of bullets to the head to fully kill them. The head needs to literally be gone in order for them to not come out.
That's kind of dope, though.
And it's cool, but they're very slow and lumbering, so they're not a threat. They're a threat if you're not prepared. They're a threat if you're not paying attention.
If a whole bunch start piling up on you.
They're a threat if you don't have ammo. But then they start adding in, okay, now here's these skinless zombies. They don't have eyes, and they're fucking fast, and they have long tongues. But if you walk slowly, they can't hear you. Now here are zombie dogs, and they're fucking fast, and they're fucking annoying, and that was the big scare from the first game, the crazy one of a hallway you've been through so many times, it's always safe. Now all of a sudden zombie dogs are jumping through the windows the one seemingly random time. It was timed, but it's memorable, right?
Yeah.
So they're adding in a couple varieties. That's fine. It's manageable. And I got to the point where I pretty much have this entire mansion type building explored. There's a couple more locks, so to speak, that I need to get to. I need to open up this jail cell to get a pass, a parking pass off of the person in there, so I can open up the giant gate in the parking garage so I can leave the building. It's the only way out, right?
Yeah.
So this is my last big step before seemingly he gets out and maybe his story's done. And I'm doing that, and it's at the point where I pretty much know where everything is. I know the safe areas. I know the areas that still have zombies in them. They try to do a thing where there's very limited ammo and very limited healing things, and they do a good job of really making you get the sense of if I wasted the 6 bullets I found in this one room, then they are gone. It's not like there's an ammo crate somewhere, but then they kind of, if they know, hey, there's nothing really he can pick up, this one room is just going to have gunpowder in it again so he can make more bullets. You know what I mean? Like, one random thing. They kind of do a good job of that. But, like, I know where all of the threats are, and I'm not scared anymore. I'm just trying to find this key, and it's, it's fun. And I get to a part, and it's awesome. And I won't spoil it for you because I don't want to spoil it for when it happens for you. When they introduce Mr. X, the giant fucking dude that chases you, and I'm like, holy shit. And even Leon's like, Jesus Christ. And then from that point on, the thing is independently hunting you. He's stomping throughout the entire place. Doesn't matter what you're doing. He is somewhere trying to find you. When he finds you, he chases you. He doesn't run. You can outrun him. But he was constantly pursuing you the whole time. You can hear him stomping.
Spooky.
It's a multi-floored mansion that's old. It's hard to tell if he's above you or right around the corner. I mean,
they play a little bit better in headphones or something, but
yeah, I'm sure. But at the same time, like, they do
want
a really
you to
good
feel
job
like
with the audio.
it's paranoia. They want you to
exactly.
feel like anything, he can be around any corner.
And it's fucking scary because there's one main room that obviously on the ground floor it's the entrance really, and that there's like 3 floors up of flanking side pathways, and the most top part is inaccessible from the rest. You can go up the stairs to get to the other ones, go up more stairs to get to the other ones, but the very top floor you need to go through another path to get up there, right? And I'll be on one of those floors and he'll open up a door from the other side and just see me, and he's just staring at me, head facing me the whole time, walking in the path he knows he can get to me from, and it's fucking scary. And all of a sudden now, nowhere feels safe because at any moment he could come around, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, yeah, I have limited ammo, so I'm not actually going to try to kill all these zombies. I can easily get away from him. Shit, he's over there. I need to run now. So now the zombies are going to get to me because I'm not as prepared. Like, they do so much good shit with that dude. It's just a very simple element, but the fact that this guy, it's not scripted. A Metroid game did the same kind of thing where there is something hunting you, a version of you that has all of your abilities is hunting you, but it was scripted moments where when you first enter this room, there's a set piece for it.
Yeah.
This is an independent thing, always walking around. No matter where you are. I know this mansion from the back of my hand. Now all of a sudden I have to think about escape routes from wherever I'm trying to go, because what if he's there? Or like, I know he saw me when I was here and he knows I'm running in this direction, which means that if I'm going here, I need to loop all the way around because he's gonna be coming this way, you know? And you save at typewriters, like a classic Resident Evil, but using a typewriter isn't a resource. The first Resident Evil, literally, it was a resource how many times you could save. So that's really good for horror because, oh man, I saved 10 minutes ago. I don't want to save now. But man, if I die, I'm going to lose all this progress. They don't do that this time around, but he can walk into save rooms.
Oh my god.
He could kill you in there. And they're dead ends. So like, if he knows you're going in, don't run and save because he'll just get in there and kill you.
That's
you
fun.
know? It's super dope. I don't want to say any more about that, but like,
man, I heard great things about it, and it was one of those games I wasn't sure if I wanted to play on PlayStation because I know it was good, and I feel like that's definitely a game that I should use a controller for. I feel like, and the last game I had that kind of experience of like sitting on a couch and being fucking terrified was Dead Space. I really love Dead Space. Like, that's another game I want to play again at some point. Or make Bryn play it or whatnot, just to see how she reacts to it. Because there's like so many good moments in Dead Space that like out of like, and that's including like horror movies. I'm just like, yeah, I was fucking terrified. I remember like playing it in the
Shoot the limbs.
Yeah, I was in the one room. I was thinking because my brother had the PlayStation in his room, so I'd play in his room. And I remember like my mom was cleaning up after dinner or something, and like, she thought like something was wrong because like I would just randomly just yell like what the fuck, like just like there was moments where like all of a sudden a giant tentacle comes out of the ceiling and like is attacking me, and I'm like, what the hell, like get out of here. And like I feel like Resident Evil 2 looked like something just like that. Like I love to be scared. It's so like
goofy, but the only part where I'm legitimately terrified of, like, I don't know if I want to keep playing level of scared, is with this giant dude. Like the zombies aren't scary.
I want to be like, when does this end? When do I feel safe?
Yeah,
I love that. I love the adrenaline rush I get from that. I get a high from it. So,
and I will say, it does a good job of making me question whether or not there are boss fights, but it does a good job of making me unsure whether or not the ending was scripted in the way it was, or if I was supposed to almost die and then I am just saved. Because a lot of the times not a cutscene, but like the fixed camera thing grabs you, holds you up, just so happens to very nicely transition into the thing slamming into him and killing him. You know what I mean? But like, I didn't have to get caught there, so it seemed very coincidental. Yeah. But it also could have just secretly been, like it's a phenomenal game. I understand why it was on people's Game of the Year watch lists for last year, and I understand that a lot more now. So I recommend it.
Yeah, I thought about maybe playing on stream, but then I'm like, I'd play on console. I don't know yet. I still think I'm gonna just play it on console eventually. I'm playing games.
It's cheap. It's cheap
now.
It's cheap everywhere. So.
I thought about getting it for this Halloween, but I want to watch some horror movies, preferably. Yeah. Because I know when those end.
I will say I was not interested in playing Resident Evil 3 at all until I've been playing this, and now I want to play Resident Evil 3 because I know it does something similar where it's like there is also a big thing hunting you, but he's different, and he talks, and he's like an actual monster. Like the guy in Resident Evil 2 looks more like a Frankenstein or Doctor Doom, kind of big, just, Yeah. But this monster hunts you down, and there are backtracking parts apparently in 3 where like you go through it the first time and there are red barrels to shoot and blow up. Oh, that could easily dispatch the zombies, but if you go back through this room later and the big thing's hunting you, you won't have those anymore if you use them up. It does. Apparently that game does that kind of cool stuff too. But I haven't really watched anything besides random little things, but I've also been playing a trilogy of 3 games preparing for PS5. There's a lot of cool PS5 games coming out. The Demon Souls remake looks cool. Spider-Man, obviously, I'm going to get. Gran Turismo is going to be cool, I'm sure. The Ratchet & Clank looks fucking awesome, and I really rarely experienced Ratchet & Clank. So I've played the first
one, and I got stuck at this one water level and never could get past it. So
I played the first one and beat it. I played the second one and beat it, and I'm like halfway through the third one now on the HD collection on PS3. And that's been pretty fun. And it's crazy how the first game, understandably so, a third-person kind of platforming shooter on PS2, controls and the way it works aged very poorly. It is crazy how quickly they nailed it with the second one. The second one plays like the PS4 kind of remake that they did. For the most part, like they got it down. Like almost like on the second try they got it, like oh, this is actually first game. Playing it now isn't super fun. Second game actually is fun to actually just play it, So I've been going through those. I think I might try to play through them all before I play the newest one on PS5. So that's all I've been kind of playing and watching.
Cool. Time for some reading.
I believe it is. I believe it is time for chapter 10.
9.
No, chapter 9 of Sonic the Hedgehog, the official movie novelization. Now a major motion picture. Not anymore because of COVID. Yeah. Yes, we've read 8 chapters so far of this book. It's of 16 plus an epilogue. They are very short chapters.
So we're getting there. We're getting there. We're halfway.
We're going to be reading chapter 9 this time. As always, I am the narrator, and Devin is all of the voices.
All the beautiful voices.
You had a lot of lines last time.
I was tired.
You finally had characters that talk to each other.
Yeah, and it's really hard because I don't think this book is
good.
I
mean, it's written for children to easily read and understand. I
don't know.
I get that.
There's parts where I didn't know who was talking.
You are right. We talked about that last time we read the book, where like the line was written poorly. It was set up to make you think it was about someone, but it's not.
It wasn't. Yeah.
English is a very complicated language, and I think we take it for granted how easy it is as natural-born speakers to have mastered the random subtleties of ordering things, in
we
our
should have
heads.
gotten the French version, then translated it, and it probably would have
Yes.
been a little easier at moments.
Un blue hedgehog.
Das Sonic
That's German.
East Hedgehog.
Yeah, the more I think about how like crazy languages are, the more I kind of actually want to learn another language. And I don't know if it's
still
just
want to
the
learn
weeb
German
in me
just
that
'cause I
wants
have
to
family.
change.
And I picked up a couple of sentences when I visited, but it's tough. It's real tough, especially when our brains.
But I feel like if you actually do one of those like online programs, not a school
I heard those
program,
don't work, but I guess to each their own. I guess
everyone's brain is wired differently.
they say
so
the best way to
people pick
learn
it up
is
so
just
each
you got to surround yourself with that language, and eventually your brain will start to use, I guess, the parts of it that it doesn't normally use to hear things and try to hear repetition. And I did notice that when I was in Germany a second time around, where I was like, oh, I've heard this before. That sound.
Chapter 9. Tom regretted it almost instantly. This hedgehog kid, this Sonic, he was from another world.
Hedgehog kid.
He had less than zero attention span, a permanent case of the jitters, and the loudest mouth Tom had ever seen on something so small. The policeman and Tom spoke with authority about how the little fellow wasn't a kid, but a grown man with a very rare bone condition. But the patrons still stared as he walked by.
Couldn't you have at least stolen some pants to go with that outfit?
He asked.
No can do, my dude.
Said Sonic.
You have no idea how comfortable fur is on its own. Probably better than the best pair of pajamas you've ever owned, times 10.
They drove into the fun of the roadhouse. What? They drove into the fun of the roadhouse, and the frenzy followed Sonic everywhere. Their dart game was like a needle explosion, each projectile landing anywhere but the bullseye. Sonic rode the mechanical bull until he got bored and decided to make it a perpetual backflip pad. Even shooting hoops in the basketball toss drew attention when the little blue nut begged to be tossed in after spinning into a ball. Though even for Tom, that was a little fun.
Ooh.
But things went off the rail when Sonic line danced across the whole place and landed a red sneaker straight up the rear of a 300-pound biker with crumbs in his beard from the seafood special.
Watch where you're walking, you hipster doofus,
Barked the man.
Well, maybe if Jerkface McLeatherpants would watch how much space he's taking up, we wouldn't have a problem.
The hedgehog puffed up his quills beneath the cowboy hat.
Look, it's cool.
Tom said, trying to ease the tension.
We were actually just about to leave. We're on our way to San Francisco.
Maybe let your little friend here speak for himself, dude,
said the biker. His spittle sprayed on Tom's nose. Before Tom could wipe the flecks away, a breeze blew past his leg. Sonic was behind the biker, his hands on his waistband.
Why don't I let your pants say what everyone wants you to do? Split!
He said. The little blue hedgehog tore a wedgie up out of the leather pants and over the back of the biker's head. The biker fell to the floor, shouting. By the time Sonic was able to stop laughing, a wall of bikers, all filled with rage, had surrounded them. That's when chaos broke out. Shadow the Hedgehog. No, I'm kidding. In every direction that Tom looked, he saw something flying toward him. Chairs, bottles, fists, spit, screams. But no matter how he jerked, dug, or swung, nothing hit him. Instead, an electric blue whirlwind sprung around the entire room in overlapping scribbly lines of light. Whenever Sonic touched, he transformed into something ridiculous. A dude throwing a tray from the kitchen snapped out of focus until all the chili dogs were eaten off the plate and spaghetti hair covered his eyes. Yeah. Another attacker found both his feet in rolling mop buckets and then wheeled straight into the love detector machine. Two massively muscled goons came within an inch of Tom, but with dizzying speed they were wrapped up in toilet paper like mummies. It was like the craziest Three Stooges movie in super fast forward.
No trademark there?
Kids don't even know what the Stooges are.
Yeah, that's too big of a reference there. Too old.
I would say Looney Tunes, maybe.
Jim
In
Carrey
the center
movie
of the
ever.
storm.
What if he just said Jim Carrey?
Just like The Mask.
The Mask. Yeah, that would have been good. Break the fourth wall a little bit.
In the center of the storm, things cleared just long enough for Sonic to zip up behind Tom, his fist curled up like an old-timey boxer.
This is awesome, right?
The little guy called out.
Ask me again when I know how many teeth I'm walking out of here with.
Sonic shot off to blue blur status again. He spun into a hyper bouncing sphere, ricocheting off the ceiling in loops, and bounced to the ground at odd angles. Even as every move looked like a totally random event, the bikers who were still standing parted and made like a kind of blue tunnel speed that pointed Tom right to the door.
Wonders never cease,
Tom said as he laughed and made a beeline for the parking lot. He and Sonic burst out together like a pair of Wild West outlaws. They looked at each other and then booked it for the getaway truck. Sonic was already sitting with his feet on the dash when Tom ran up out of breath.
Are they close behind me?
He said as he started the engine.
Not unless they already climbed over the mountain of furniture I piled up on my way out.
Sonic said.
Okay, but from here on out, we're going straight to San Francisco. No more legally dubious pit stops.
Tom tore down the road and tried to keep in mind that his dream job was on the other end of this trip. He couldn't mess this up.
Your dream job's gone, dog. Oh, that's not part of the book. Oh, you loved it in there, Donut Lord.
Maybe Tom did a little. Maybe he'd been looking for an opportunity to go wild after years of bottled up in Green Hills. But he couldn't risk everything to be friends with an alien hedgehog. It was something driven home late that night when the fading radio signal announced,
"Manhunt underway for a rogue local said to have stolen government property. The details of the case are highly classified, but Department of Defense officials say a 30-something man is wreaking havoc in the company of a diminutive accomplice. Be on the lookout."
That is the end of Chapter 9.
Done.
Stay tuned.
Done.
To next week on the Sonic Movie Show, as we read Chapter 10. Another chapter closed. I actually don't want to read this book anymore, but we committed.
So. We're in too deep.
Yep.
I think we say that every week. Like, I don't know.
Even from the very beginning. Maybe we should have stopped it then. But we won't stop, can't stop.
Sonic doesn't stop.
Gotta go,
Sonic
go,
doesn't
go.
stop.
Yes, and you will see us next week on the Sonic Movie Show, a weekly podcast that airs every Sunday on this very here podcast feed, which you can obviously find on the place you're looking at it. But if you prefer it at other places, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, Pocket Casts, we're on those places. So if you like one of those, head over there. Also on this feed, you can find the Chronicles of Diesel, a monthly jaunt through Vin Diesel's filmography. The latest episode aired a few days ago on September 1st as we talked about The Fast and the Furious. Arguably his best film yet. Arguably his best performance yet. And arguably our favorite film yet. But for our full thoughts, obviously, you want to listen to that episode. And then while you're at it, why don't you head over to twitter.com and talk to the show. The show can be reached there at Sonic Movie Show. Me, Ethan, am on Twitter. I am on Twitter.
In the interwebs.
At Ethan, absolutely. Devin is on Twitter at CURSONA YouTube. And let us know what you thought about Mario's fake scarcity. Until next time. This is Sonic the Hedgehog.
And I'm Shadow saying, see you later, knuckleheads.
I think we should make a new sign-off where it's like, until next time, this is Sonic the Hedgehog.
And I'm Shadow.
This thing doesn't quite make any sense.
And I'm Tails. Miles Proud.
Bye.
Bye.